Hey guys, what is up? Reese here, and I'm excited to bring you this new sneaker pickup video. This is a pair that came out a couple months ago, and I had my eye on them at the time, and they just ended up kind of slipping through the cracks, never picked them up. But then I found them just this weekend for a really good price, so I just couldn't pass this up. What we're looking at is the Adidas Mutumbo in the running white, Air Force blue, and black colorway. These released back in early March 2014 with a retail price of $105. And I was actually able to get them for $70. And now, even like talking about the price, I had never actually seen these in hand, but I did, like I said, I kind of like them. But after actually seeing these this weekend and looking at the quality and the craftsmanship and everything, 105, I would have paid that in a heartbeat for these. And so to be able to get them for 70 to me was really, really cool. This is Dikembe Mutombo's first signature sneaker with Adidas. It was from 1992, 1993, and this is one of the original colorways. It's one of the more white-based colorways, and I kind of like that. It just gives the shoe a really, really clean look in my opinion. It's definitely got a lot of 90s flair with some of the fun patterns going on, the definite high top look, and it's just a fun retro basketball sneaker that's also really comfortable, and it's going to be a fun shoe to be able to wear. One of the things I like about this shoe also is kind of the story behind it. Dikembe Mutombo is a very large man. He's, I think, like 7 foot 2 inches tall, and then his shoe size was 22, which is very large. That's like close to Shaq level large. And so I remember reading a while back that this shoe was actually kind of designed from the perspective of like something that would look really good even when it was really large, which I think is cool because you don't, I mean, like, people do have large feet, especially in the NBA, but nothing of that caliber, so the design focus isn't always on making it look good when it's large, so I just think that was kind of a cool thing, especially since I wear size 13, which isn't all that big, especially compared to size 22, but in terms of, like, people who do wear sneakers, that is kind of on the higher end, so it's just cool to see, and I do think it translates really well to this height, or to this size with, like, the high top look, and it's just, to me, it's a really fun looking sneaker. There is a lot going on. You got patterns, colors, materials, everything, but it's a really nice sneaker. Like I said, very pleased about it. If you follow my videos at all, you'll know that just a couple months ago I picked up the Adidas D-Rose 4.5, and that was my first pair of Adidas shoes in like 5 years, so this is my second pair. It's coming pretty quick after that, and I want to reiterate what I said in that video, and it's just that it's not like I have some vendetta against Adidas. I don't like Adidas. It's just whenever I go to buy shoes, I basically buy whatever is kind of the best pair that I can get at the time, the pair that I like the most of the time, and usually just happens to be Nikes or Jordans. But in this case, these shoes just really stood out to me, especially when I saw them in person. Really happy to have them in hand. So let's dive right in now to the close-up look at colors, materials, and everything that's going on with this shoe. Here we go with our close-up look of the Adidas Mutombo in the running white, Air Force blue, and black colorway. First off, real quick, there's a little tag comes attached to one of the shoes. You've got your Adidas, this is kind of the Originals logo with the trefoil, or trefoil, however you pronounce that, and then on this side you've got the Mutombo logo with his number 55, and then it's kind of cool. It just gives a little background on Mutombo as a player, and then it also talks about some of the influences on the shoe and where they're pulled from, and most of it ties in somehow to his home country of the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And so it's just kind of some interesting information there. Usually, you know, when there's just like paper tags on a shoe, they end up getting thrown away. But that's actually something I'll keep because it kind of is pretty cool. So now let's take a look at the shoe itself. The majority of your upper features a full grain leather in white, and it's nice quality leather. Like, if you, we'll see if we can see this, but it's got good response when I push it. It's not like hard or anything like you might see on, like, you know, some Jordan retros or anything like that. And then the tongue features a little bit thicker leather. It's got white leather up to about the midway point, and then the rest up to kind of like the top of the lower eyelets is your running blue. That's also leather. We've got a few perforations right here, kind of the back end of the toe box, but for the most part it is just flat leather, and then you've got your stitching overlay around the toe. You've got more leather coming up here with a few of your perforations coming up the side. And then right here, kind of in the eyelet area, you have this black and white square pattern, which actually is taken from the Congo. It's a pattern that you would see on a lot of different things there. so it's just kind of interpreted for this shoe. It's a fabric material that the pattern is on, and then you've got this black piece kind of below it where actually that's like there's one of the eyelets there. And then you also have these 3 wings right here, a blue rubbery plastic material that have little geometric cutouts. That's an interesting look. The shoe doesn't feature very much Adidas branding, so you could kind of look at it as that's kind of like similar to the 3 stripes, although you would never like just look at this and be like, oh, that must be Adidas because of those 3 stripes. Looking back, further back on the shoe, you've got just this little patch of your pattern material again, and then up here on the high wing you've got more of your white leather, and then you've got Mutumbo's number 55 in blue. You've got 2 metal white eyelets right there. Then you've got your leather wrapping around the back, and then up in the top part of the back you've got the same pattern that we saw over here, except it's all in your Air Force blue, and this is more of a rubbery material. It's kind of interesting. I actually like the look of this a lot and the feel of it a lot too. You've got your black fabric, then tying the rest of the back here, just up here at the top. If we look on the inside of the shoe is very similar. The biggest difference is there's no 55 up here. If we look at the top of the tongue now, it's a white fabric material, and then in this kind of rubbery overlay you've got the Mutumbo logo, which features an M right there in black, and that's kind of overlaid onto a shield design. And then you've got 55 in red because, again, that's Mutombo's number. If we look, the lining of the shoe is black, and then the inside of the tongue is your same black and white square pattern. The insole, don't know if you'll be able to see that. Oh yeah, it actually kind of comes out. It's black with your white Adidas lettering and then the trefoil again. The midsole features a combination of white and blue. You've got just this little blue patch right there on the top. Then mostly white, you've got your white stitching around the front. And then on the inside it's fairly similar, except this little patch right here is white instead of blue. And then you've got the outsole reaching up around at the lower part of the midsole, and all of those sections are blue. So now if we look at the outsole itself, you've got your kind of, it's outlined in blue, and the middle section is your Air Force blue, but then you've got these 2 pockets of white where kind of like your main traction is. And when I look at this traction pattern, it doesn't, like, it's nothing normal, or it's kind of a unique traction pattern. It kind of reminds me of like a fossil dig site. Like right here you can kind of see it, kind of, that reminds me of like the spine of some animal, and then like limbs and ribs and all of that. It's kind of an interesting look. I haven't actually played basketball in these, and I don't know that I so I can't really speak to how it works as a traction pattern, but it looks cool, so isn't that all that matters? But oh, and then the laces are white, forgot to mention that, but I mean, you can see that. So thanks for checking this out. Like I said, I'm really happy to have this shoe. It's a great retro shoe. The price point was great, even if I had needed to pay full retail. I'm really happy that I was able to get them for 35 bucks off. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.